In this lesson, you will learn the importance of pull request in relation to backlog items such as user stories and defects. Let's imagine we are in the second sprint of our release and our dev team has started to work. So there are different development teams who are working here on different backlog items. So we have here some defects you need to fix. We have a couple of user stories we need to implement during this sprint. And actually what happens is you have your master code, which is your main branch where you are currently working on. And different developers check out the code to different branches and do their work on the branches and merge back the changes. So basically our team also does it. We check out the code and try to implement the defect and user stories which we want to cover. Let's say we pick one defect, one user story in this code and ask them back for a pull request, and pull request get accepted because they're in the main branch nobody has really checked out something. So we continue to work, and now others developer are also checking out things, and we are checking out to our branch in our team and work on the next couple of user stories, while others also develop the code, check it back, merge with the master branch, and so on. And we also create the next pull request, merge back to the master branch, and the development code is being extended from time to time. And now it could potentially happen. So this is there is a high risk attached to it. Even you have different branches you are running out, and from release to release, from sprint to sprint, you need to make sure that all the different pull requests you have maintained and you have requested are accepted or at least declined. So you have the code you have in the master, and the one you are going to release in your delivery pipeline is the one you can rely on. It contains all the different features and backlog items and defect fixes you have agreed to deliver. So basically what it could happen is that on a specific code pull request you forgot just before closing the release or even the sprint, and you don't merge it. So this is a risk which potentially is there. And exactly here it is very important to not just see the link that you have a pull request on a specific backlog item, but it's also important to have additional capabilities, additional properties, like if this pull request is still open, if this pull request is merged into the main or master repository. So this can be really game changing for your release and sprints. Let's see how this could be reflected in ALM Octane. Still, I'm working as a development lead using the dev access license, and I'm currently in the sprint to exactly what we have seen in the slide. So I have a couple of user stories I need to work on and a couple of defects. But when I look now after my team has worked on the different backlog items, it looks pretty good because team progress is 100%. And if I cross check here, this is also fine. Yeah. In the background, it could be that some team or someone has created a pull request and we have not really checked it or we missed it out for the master branch. And here Octane provides really the capability to get additional information which you can save as filters. You can prepare your reports to really look for those risks which exist in your sprints and release execution. So let's say we can now go into the pull request first of all and say, okay, on the pull request, either I could see, okay, if there are pull requests which are completely empty, will not bring me something here, but I can also look here on the pull request itself, what are the different backlog items, creation date, created, is merged, is one property, so yes or no, last modified, merge, add, you have the different names and so on. So you have a lot of additional information here, and I can make use of this is merged and say, okay, show me all the stuff which is not merged, because this is something which will now help me understand. Even my team progress is on 100%, but as Octane relate backs the entities, the backlog items to the pull request, I can see, okay, here I have still 3 backlog items which are completed, from the implementation perspective, but still not merged to the master repository. And this is something which I can now make sure that these are implemented. If I go into the backlog items, I can see here the pull request and see also the source branch is currently the development, and I want to merge it in the target branch, which is my master state is open. So this is something which is not done and gives me really a good understanding where I am currently staying. I could now go to as a product manager using the full ALM Octane core license. I could now go into the dashboard module and create a graph for me which tells me, for instance, okay, show me all the different BLIs completed but not merged yet. So I can say here I would like to have the backlog items, and what I want to have here is on the pull request I can say is merged is no. So this is what I'm looking for, and I would like to display it, show me the different features and areas which exist. And I would like to see here as well some additional information. So let's say we say group by the phase, so meta phase, this is fine. And if I say preview, I can see, okay, these on the feature advanced online store database, I have 2 backlog items, so probably user stories. And here on check credit, also 1 backlog item, which is completed from the progress, but it is not merged yet. So I could either say this is the meta phase I would like to have, or I could also go here for the type, so I see what is behind those and save it. And this gives me a good understanding. Okay, here I am on feature advantage online store database check credit, where a defect is not merged yet into the master repository, and here I have 2 user stories which are not merged yet. We have pull requests for all 3 backlog items, but this is a good way to understand what is going on, not only on the management level but also on the implementation level. So you can use these kind of reporting to identify missed pull request, or use it as a reporting or tracking system in order to avoid that there are pull requests which are not considered and missed.